see me there. Eye to eye, compromise is fair.
It's Jamie Allman. Is it Jamie Allman Show? You
Jamie
can catch
Allman
up
on Facebook. Yeah,
you can.
yeah, you can do
you
that.
can totally
Yeah.
catch up on all these shows of his.
Yeah.
I love listening to him. But you said something that made me giggle. You said, in a way, you didn't say it in these words, and I'm not putting words in your mouth, but you're basically saying that all these other religions and as you said something funny, these whatever they want to call them, Buddhism, things. You were basically saying, not putting words in your mouth, they were plagiarizing the Bible. But the Bible, if you want to use that word, come on, it was the Torah. Back in BCE,
for sure.
5th century
The Old
BCE.
Testament is, yeah.
I mean, so the Talmud, the Old Testament.
Oh,
so,
absolutely.
You know,
And
that, I just had
even
to point
the
it out.
even the Quran.
Absolutely. The Quran came,
Yeah.
the Quran came after the Torah, after
Yeah,
the
right.
first,
Right.
5 books, and even Deuteronomy. We're not
Yeah.
even sure who really wrote that.
Yeah.
So I just thought that was it. I just had to point it out.
And also,
in all fairness,
it was really just being teasing, because to me,
I know that.
anything that promotes more love to me is good.
I totally agree.
I mean,
I did feel that from you.
Yeah.
I just thought
Yeah.
the way that you were pointing out, it was not bad
Yeah.
at all. But I said, well, I got to just point out to Jamie.
Yeah.
He does
Yeah.
know it's 1500.
Well, I kind of
BC.
sounded like a funny guy. He says all these fancy,
Right, the way you said it, I'm like, excuse me.
It was, but it's true. People are like, yoga. What is it? But no, I totally am with that. It just was funny because when my brother gave me that book, and we talked about it in one of the episodes, and it was even formatted exactly like a biblical devotion book I have. And
But
it was
even
really
the
interesting.
Psalms, which are beautiful, and I said that, there's a lot of the parts of the Talmud or the Torah that is exactly the same.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
so it's. I just thought it was funny, and I
Yeah.
pointed out, and I love that. And I knew you were just joking around with.
Well, that's what that movie Torah I thought was really. I think that was really a cultural appropriation of the Torah. I thought was really.
I'll have to see it. I haven't seen
Torah.
it. Yeah, I have not
You should
seen
check it out. Yeah.
Have you seen Shtisel?
No.
It's so good. It's so good. It's
Yeah.
on, I think, Netflix or Amazon Prime, one of those. And it's based on Orthodox Jewish living. Very interesting. You would
Wow.
love it. Yeah. Shitzel, I think is the name of it.
There's there's another one. It's funny you mentioned cashew. There's a book called My Life as a Cashew and all different uses of a cashew.
And that's not a cashew
It's actually
Jew.
kind of a
It rhymes.
cookbook. Yeah.
I'm not a cashew Jew. I'm a Reformed Jew with an English father, but I practice love.
Yeah.
So you can make
That's
fun
the
of me
key.
on your show all you want, but the one thing that they always say in Judaism, anyways, is the biggest prayer is the Lord is our God, the Lord is one. So the way I look at that, the Lord is our God, the Lord is one as a whole. We're all part of this whole. How do we fit in the whole, and how do we make this whole work?
Absolutely.
That's it.
And he's always there.
Yeah.
He's
Here, not way up there, but
loving,
here with you and with
loving
me.
constantly.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Well, it's funny. My daughter had they took a little bit of a gospel and they read each gospel and then interpreted it through a paper. And her gospel choice was John's description of the wealthy landowner, and it was almost like a version of the prodigal son, where the son that gets the benefit from the father is the son that ran astray and then came back. Mm-hmm. And the son who was kind of gypped, so to speak, was the one who was there the whole time.
Never use that word. I'll explain later.
I know. I
just learned this.
I already know.
Okay.
I already know.
Oh, sorry, we'll explain later.
The censors are already on it. The son had always been there. Was like, hey, I've been here this whole time, and then he leaves and comes back, and he gets all the riches
glory
and all the glory and
right.
And that was God's new way of making sure through Jesus that there was the new normal. It was actually a message to the Pharisees and the Jews at that time that, hey, Gentiles are going to be part of our community now too. You know that through Christianity. So just so you guys kind of know. And it was the same with the workers, where there was one worker who came in at the 11th hour and was set out in the fields, and they all came back. And the worker who came out at the 11th hour is paid the same as the worker who's been there all day. They're like, what the hell? Why
What, do they think we're socialists?
Why are you giving him the same money as we are? And at that point, that's the other version. God does not distinguish. You can't do good work, so to speak. You didn't buy your way into God's favor. You can only love each other as yourselves, as God teaches you, and you do that, and you're good. But so everybody essentially through God's love is paid the same. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think so.
And those who purport like the son, who was not the prodigal son, the son who stayed with dad, but never acknowledged him as his father. He stayed in the house, did all that kind of stuff, but never acknowledged him as his father. The son came back, acknowledged him as his father, and that's where it came to be that he was the one rewarded for that. And the son who was there with all the pretenses, kind of like the people who go to church. I go to church every Sunday. Why aren't I better off? Nothing bad should happen to me. Those people who don't go to church every Sunday are, it's kind of like the lifelong Republicans. I'm a lifelong Republican. That means I'm right. It's like, that's not true. In our world, it's not socialist to say that. It's just that, in the new world, in the world that Jesus came into, everybody was loved. And that's the bottom line, just like you say.
It is. What's interesting is when you read the Torah and you read the Bible, both gods, right? Same God, if you want to refer, kind of mean, really mean, both gods. Don't make a creature and then kill it and then blame it. So that's why I believe in one God, even beyond a religion that's written by humans.
Yeah.
That's a whole other thing.
So you don't like the
I was born Jewish.
You don't like the lording over the beasts and things like that.
It's so ridiculous to me when it's so simple to just love. And I think that's the caveat of this whole thing.
Yeah.
Is that we're pounded in the heads with these kind of laws, which Torah, by the way, in Hebrew, Torah actually means guidance and teach. Not a law.
I can see the animal part of that, because it means how could you be against fossil fuels and weed? They're put in they're in the earth,
right?
They're not. It's not like they're created in a lab.
Look, people get mad at me because I think that I changed my mind about the whole ozone layer and all that stuff, because that stuff's already being made from the earth itself. I mean. So I don't know. I just wonder about stuff like that all the time.
It's not on coal. It's like it's in mountains.
Yep.
It's like it's right there. If God didn't intend for us to use it, He wouldn't have put it there. I don't think.
Yeah.
That's
what's interesting. But again.
But where you divert is like God didn't put a cow on here for us to eat it.
Look, I read the Torah, the original books, right? And here it says, well, you can if you do this, kashrut it and salt it and all that. And I'm sitting there going, wait, let's go back. Who wrote these? A human wrote them. Okay, well, supposedly Moses.
A hungry human.
Right, exactly. So, I mean, and then the Bible's taken from that. So what I'm saying is that it's so hard for me to believe of a God that creates whatever it creates. Everything is living in my eyes. Right. Everything.
Right.
That says, okay, yeah, but you can eat it.
Yeah.
Okay, you're going to differentiate when I eat and what I eat. I mean, to me, it's really hard to fathom that. And I was raised, like I said, Jewish, and I've studied about 6 religions, 2, 1 Christianity, which I was a Christian for a few years. And it just didn't answer all my questions.
Well, I could see that.
It wasn't that for me.
I could see that, too, that animals are considered weaker and defenseless to a certain degree.
But who said we should be their boss?
Back in the day, you did not see like dinosaur flanks wrapped in cellophane at Schnucks. You know
no,
what I mean?
No.
Like back when the cavemen were around.
Well, we weren't around. Well, I guess we were.
Well, Schnucks was around.
Yeah, there was?
Yeah,
I missed that one.
Oh, yeah.
That was another life.
I think Bettendorf's was around too. But they didn't, like dinosaurs are like, yeah, but then somebody saw a chicken going, I'm gonna kill that thing right there, because that chicken can't run away.
I love how Jamie all of a sudden gets a southern accent. Talking about chickens, I'm gonna hunt.
That little tiny thing. Now that's why like generally like wild boar. I mean, you got to hand it to the Native Americans who hunted buffalo, because buffalo were like
they were hungry.
Yeah. And you missed one of them, like got one in the wrong place. It would just get angrier.
Yeah.
So.
I got to give it to the natives. I think they were way above any of us.
Well, they had to eat for survival.
Right.
They weren't reading anything that told them.
We have supermarkets, Ralph's, Hughes, Deerberg's, wherever.
We have plant-based chicken. Why do you have chicken?
It's really good.
Is it?
Yeah, it's pretty good. Do I drink milk?
Do you?
It's been a long time.
You don't know?
Well, I mean, I don't drink. I have creamer in my coffee. Does that count?
Yeah, some cow gave that to you.
Okay. Well, I think it's almond flavor.
But cows give it to people willingly. Milk.
It does a body good. Is that
Yeah, I mean, they do that. But
I don't do almond anymore because I found out about the whole almond farming thing in California and what went on there. And oh my God, it was
what'd they do
horrible.
there?
Oh, just look it up and you'll see. It's bad. And so I have cashew milk now.
Cashew milk?
Yeah, it's good. It's good for you.
I mean, I always thought cashews were like the ones that were like the most fatty one.
Yeah, but if you watch your diet, you exercise. I mean, I don't diet.
Did you see the ad by the actress and she got a rash of crap for it. She came up, she was mocking all the different kinds of milk people, and she did a whole commercial about wood milk.
Yeah.
I came up with wood milk, and we make milk entirely out of wood. And all the people in Hollywood.
Is she anti milk campaign? Is that why?
She's a pro milk campaign.
Oh, that's funny.
So she's making fun of like the almond milk people and all the cashew milk people and everybody else.
Oat milk.
So she said, she's an actress on some show or something.
I'll have to
all
watch
the Hollywood people are all after her rear end.
Really?
And she did a whole parody about wood milk, and it was a long thing. It was like brutal.
I'm just giving you a hard time because I actually eat fish.
Oh yeah.
I just don't eat meat. It has nothing to do with saving animals. I love them. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not PETA. I'm not part of that.
Right.
No offense to them, but it's because one day I was in the kitchen with my mom, and suddenly it looked disgusting. I have not eaten meat or chicken since.
Wow.
I'm not anti-meat eaters. I made meat for my kids.
What the veggie things really fun to watch about is it just proves that, like with the orange chicken.
Like they make it look like
orange. If you put that orange
chicken.
crap on like a mud ball, it would taste delicious.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
It's all what you put on.
Yeah, it's
anything
all about
fried.
what's around it. Yeah. You can fry anything fried, anything with barbecue sauce on it. So that's how the plant-based meat all works, because you're just slathering it with stuff, like turkeys, and it's like, that'll taste good.
But you know what? At least they have it now. Because, I've been since I was 17, 16, however old I was. And I used to just eat beans and rice to get protein.
Yeah.
So it's come a long way.
Yeah.
And I am not anti-meat eater. I was married to a meat eater for years. In fact, his father was a butcher. And I didn't raise kids. Now, one of them did turn out to be a vegan. I'm not a full-on vegan. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I don't push my stuff on people.
Yeah. Right on. I think that's good.
So
live and let live.
How often do these conversations happen?
I know.
It's why we fight it out and make up again. Every moment is different when we try to see eye to eye. Eye to eye. Try to see me there.